Welcome to the 2024 ASCP annual meeting. We are live in the expo hall. Chad Wurz alongside my podcast partner Tom Hansel, and we have a guest.
Yay!
Susan Mangello.
Here I am.
First, how are you?
I'm doing fabulous. This is such a great conference.
Thank you.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and.
Okay, so I work for Santa Fe. I'm a nurse by background, but love pharmacist. We work hand in hand. But I work in public affairs, so we do disease awareness education, and ASCAP has been just really monumental in talking about adult flu for us, and we have a new vaccine that's coming out around sepsis prevention, so we're excited to be working with this organization.
Awesome. For those of you that were through our whole vaccine efforts the past few years, Susan was instrumental in us being able to vaccinate Ice-T.
Yeah, that
on
was
television.
Really, that was awesome.
I remember that video.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. You had quite an amazing year that year, from going to galas and starting clinics.
Yes.
Actually, you met GSA there, and you started, doing clinics all the time. Now it's becoming a thing you do all the time.
It's a regular thing. Yeah, we have a vaccine clinic here at the meeting. PharMerica is our partner with that, and we're also doing one at GSA next week too.
Yes, and I'll be there. And so will you, right?
I will be there.
Yeah, and then he gets to go to Paris.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
International
traipsing around the country and then out of the country.
Yeah.
So what do you think about being in Denver this year?
The snow after I left 70-degree weather. Can't tell you.
I know, right?
I've got to tell you though, this facility is amazing.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I like it better than the Orlando one, and my room is spectacular. But when I look outside, it's like, I'm glad I'm not going out there.
Yeah, I think they've done a nice job because it is pretty to look at, but it's nice to not have to get in it.
Yep.
And this whole, hotel has done a good job sort of working the landscape and being able to see that stuff. So it's great.
I like being able to go back and forth. We were East Coast, and now we're on the West Side, and so you get to see all parts of the country.
Yeah, next year it looks like we're back on the West Coast.
San Diego. We will not have snow next year for the ASCP meeting.
No.
Promise.
Yes.
It will be 70 and sunny because that's what it is every day in San Diego, I think.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Well, great. Thanks for stopping by, Susan.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Yeah, my pleasure. Nice to meet you too in person, Tom. Yes.
All right. Passing by the podcast booth, Jean Abdu. How are you?
Good. How are you, Chad?
Straight from New Jersey.
Straight from New Jersey, the best.
Yeah. How's it going?
Great. Show is awesome.
Yeah.
Learning a lot. Lots of great speakers. And brought my family this year.
That's awesome.
We're excited to see a new state. So haven't been to Colorado.
Well, we're glad that we could give you some snow.
Yes, thank you. They're all in the hot tub outside.
Are they really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
In the snow.
Yeah.
We don't have anything like that in Jersey. So.
Yeah. It's good. Good. Well, how's work?
Work is great. Consulting, but as you know, we're doing some Incident 2 billing.
Awesome.
Thanks to Jaron and what we learned at ASCAP a couple years ago about some of the services that we can provide. It's good, as you know, there are challenges.
Sure.
The physicians are really engaged, the doctors that we work with, but of course, we have the challenges of billing and can a nurse practitioner do what we do, and then we always have to sit down and say, no, they're not doing they don't know what we know. They don't have the expertise. So we are plugging along, doing the best we could do. So we're just doing that. We're doing our consulting. Getting into other states, so things are going well.
Yeah, I think there's always that conversation with other disciplines that we're not here to take your job.
Exactly.
We're here to do a different part of the job.
Exactly.
And it's a part of the job that if we say you're not tooled to do it, it doesn't mean that you're a bad nurse practitioner or you're a bad doctor. It just means that you can do other things. Leave this part to the pharmacists that are experts at what they do.
Yes, it took a little time.
Sure.
And I think as they work with us, they realize that they really are experts, and they give us they'll call us and they'll say, oh, I know I said that my nurse practitioner was the expert, but maybe you could help me with this. So it takes, I think, they get a comfort level as they keep working with us.
It's cost effective for them, and plus there's shrinkage or shortage of nurses, and so this gives them just a whole other group of professionals that they can work with.
Yes.
I commend you for doing that. I know it's tough to get
into
something brand new.
It's tough. You have to you get pushed down, but you're like, no, I'm not going to stop doing this, and so we believe in it, and we're just going to keep doing it.
It's Pioneer. You're a pioneer.
Well, we learned from
Yeah.
here, from ASCAP, from all of you guys, and we're just going to keep doing it.
Well, thank you. Thanks for coming by.
No problem.
All right.
I was trying to find the left
stage.
and the right.
Welcome to the stage, Alex Litwack.
Stage. This looks
Yeah.
like a 10 by 10 salve to me.
Hey, let's give Alex Litwack, who is the Senior Director of Operations and Technology for ASCP, a little credit. He went on stage and moderated a panel today, and it was spectacular.
Artificial intelligence, nonetheless.
Yeah, what is it?
I'm still not sure. I was in there the whole session.
You know, we tried to keep it really high level to not confuse anybody.
Well, what?
How do you think it went?
Yeah, it was a really good panel. We had two excellent panelists there, Sultan and Marlon.
From IBM?
One from IBM and
from the pharmacy.
Sultan. Yep. So really a good mix of industry insight. Marlon from IBM really kind of gave us the high level where he thinks AI is kind of going from us as a civilization, as a culture. They really talked a lot about the ethics involved of utilizing the AI, whether or not we can trust it, which ultimately we can, but we have to keep the developers accountable for the way that they build out their software.
Absolutely.
It's just like any other tool that we have.
And then the pharmacist was able to talk about actual application in pharmacy that he's doing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. He was talked a little bit about how he was able to get transcribing done and eliminating a lot of that man hour in getting that entered into the system.
For sure. Well, AI's here to stay. Great job on hosting the panel today.
How did you feel about your first panel? What do you think? You gonna do it again?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I think this was a unique situation. Didn't have a lot of time to prepare, and I think it went really well.
Did. Lots of questions at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting.
He's a
topic.
star now, isn't he?
Yep.
Thanks, Alex, for stopping by.
Anytime.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Androff.
Me. Jessica.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. How are you enjoying the show?
It's been great.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had a great first day, great PBM and reimbursement panel.
Yeah. I got a lot of feedback on that.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I think some of the feedback is funny. Some of the pharmaceutical companies are like, oh, that guy was beating us up. You know, Wendell Primus was here and he was an architect of the Inflation Reduction Act. And he definitely gave his insight into how he wrote it and what he was thinking. And, you know, it's
No
over.
apologies.
It's over. He wrote it. So, you know, getting upset about what he says doesn't help right now.
Right.
But getting his insight onto what he was doing and how he was doing it is important because we have to craft a strategy to fix the parts of it that we don't like. And if you know what he was feeling and thinking, that gives you a little bit of a leg up on, okay, well, where can we push to get some fixes in? Because there's obviously some fixes needed.
Yeah, and I think it gives you a sense of when he was talking to the policymakers at the time and, you know, the Democratic legislators, what the conversation was about. And so now you know how you need to approach that conversation with those guys.
Absolutely.
So let me change it up a little bit. We had our very first ever Neil Marshall Award. Personal for you and Kinsanis, but tell the listeners a little bit about that event and what happened.
Yeah, so we, Kinsanis worked with the foundation this year to create a new award. It's called the Neil Marshall Patient Safety Award. It's named after the past president of Kinsanis, who had been fighting a 3-year battle with glioblastoma. And the good news was we were able to create the award while he was on hospice care, but he knew about it and got to ask questions about it. The sad part was that we awarded it after he passed away. He passed away in August, so I got to present that last night. I held it together. I think I held it together.
You did great. It was awesome.
And the first recipient?
The first recipient was Becky Mahan. Fun story, she actually went to pharmacy school with one of our Kinsanis consultant pharmacists that's here this year. So it was kind of a really nice connection to have that happen.
That's really cool. That's awesome. So what do you think of the snow? You're from Minnesota. This is like every day, right?
It's a little early.
Is it?
A little early. We had like an inch and a half on Halloween in Minnesota, but
I think we beat that here last 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, they are saying flights are being canceled already for tomorrow. So
you know what? We know how to show everybody a good time. We'll just keep doing it for a few more days.
Well, everybody just needs to stick around for the party then, I guess, right?
Exactly. Of course.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. You brought a big group with you.
We brought
did.
a crew.
An
Yeah.
entourage.
Yeah. Well, it's always a good event. It's great networking for our team, and it's great team time together, and they get a lot out of it. So it's always great to bring a big crew.
Awesome. Thanks, Jessica.
All right. Thank you.
All right. We're here at the ASCP Expo Hall 2024. And who walks by? James Duke.
Oh, Lord.
With a DJ voice, too. Listen to that DJ voice.
It's nice. It's so
Deep.
Yeah, we need to have you on a podcast, I think.
You know, you can get the kid out of Alabama, but you can't get the Alabama out of the kid, I guess.
You have those nice round-shaped tones.
Yes.
So what are you up to? What's Actual Med's up to?
Just
What are you up
staying
to?
busy. Med reconciliation, Chad.
Okay.
That's a big thing for us now, you know, with Impact Act and, you know, the pretenders, we'll call them the transcribers, which is what we've often in our industry called med reconciliation. It's not med reconciliation. It's when you go from one care continuum to another and you're comparing one to another, not looking at previous stops. It's not med reconciliation. So Actual Meds is really trying to corner the market and work hard to find new and innovative ways to pull previous medication history, line that up no matter where the resident has been along the stop along the way, whether they've been in, you know, assisted living or personal care or ambulatory or, you know, somewhere in between or back and forth, and line those up. And what we're finding is, you know, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 40% of omissions, drugs. It's scary.
It is scary.
Really is scary.
I can't say I'm shocked.
No, you shouldn't.
Because you just know it's that way. It's
Yes,
scary, though.
Very much so.
And it's good that we're getting to a point where there's some solutions and some opportunities for solutions.
There are, and the cool thing, I guess, that I'll also add to that is that it's by doing those types of things, a pharmacist doing those types of things, you know, the subject matter expert on pharmacotherapy is doing those. It's relieving nurse burden in the facilities and other stops along the care continuum. It's improving relations with the providers. The providers aren't the stopgap anymore with that type of thing. So.
Yeah, that's great.
So tell me about your experience here at ASCAP this year.
Having a great time, as always. Been doing ASCP for a long, long time. I can't say I'm as big of a fan of the snow as I am sunny San Diego, California, or Florida. Yeah, exactly. So, but hey, enjoying it. Lots of good stuff here. A little bit different vibe this year. I don't know if it's because we're a little bit further away from that horrific COVID stuff or exactly what, but I came and I'll show you. You know.
Oh, he's got his socks on. I've got my socks on. We're matching. Got my socks on.
We are matching. All right. I think we matched last time we did this.
I think we probably did.
With the other socks, and I was sending texts to your wife,
Yeah.
taking pictures of your ankles. And
Yeah.
Probably the only guy that could be
right.
comfortable enough in his manhood to get away with that.
And
So.
now we just turned this to PG-13
Yes.
podcast.
I was going to mention the fact that I like all your pharmacists that work, but there's one particular pharmacist I really like.
Who is
that works
that?
for you.
Who is that?
Well, that would be Sarah.
Ah, yes, indeed. You do kind of like her.
Yeah, right.
I suppose that you would. I didn't know exactly where you were going with that, so sorry.
Thanks, James.
It's been a long.
I can't wait till she hears this.
It's been a long day. Listen, she definitely is the strong, quiet type behind the Works family. So
There's no doubt about that.
she is. She's a rock star, and your family, man. I'm a little bit further along down the road, and
yeah.
I will tell you, ever how many dollars you and Sarah are saving, you need to double it.
Yeah,
because
right?
It's
Oh my
very
gosh.
expensive.
There's
So
no doubt.
yeah, we're very blessed though. Just all the way around. Got one of them graduating from nursing school. I've got another one that's in aviation, and another one that's doing film. Video and film. She's my my artsy kid. Yeah, I don't know where
There's
she
always
got
one
it.
in the crowd.
Yeah, there's always one, and I don't know where she got that from because it wasn't her mother or I. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you looking for pharmacists anywhere?
Always looking for pharmacists. we're in, I guess, I don't know, almost all 50 states. Iowa is a hotbed right now. So
Okay.
if anybody's listening to this,
There you go.
who is maybe younger and wants to start a new life in Iowa, that's a good place. There's maybe not a lot of things in Iowa.
Corn.
But there's lots of corn.
You know what? There are a lot of pharmacists that went to Iowa. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of them. So,
Yep.
yeah. I'm sure there'll be people out there that reach out.
And it changes from year to year, season to season, depending upon the need. So
Yeah, you can ask TJ if he's looking for a
Right.
job.
I mean, I was going to say,
might
I
be
could start
available.
rattling off a
He
bunch
probably
of people
still
from
has his Iowa
Iowa.
license.
yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know
So
if you can afford him, but
no, probably can't afford TJ. I'll talk to the folks at Actual Meds and see what they say about that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thanks for stopping by.
You got it, guys.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Have a
Yep.
good time.
Yep.
No problem.
All right. Sultan, welcome.
Hi. Good evening.
I feel like we have to pipe in the Sultan swing by Dire Straits when he slides onto the show.
Yeah, well, that is my theme song. So.
There you go, right?
Sultan, you were on an AI panel today at
That's right.
ASCAP. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
So it's my first panel at ASCAP, and
All right.
it was a really, really good experience. We had a packed hall, so that was good. And Marlon, my colleague, I guess someone from IBM was also on the panel, so we had some really interesting perspectives, like from the industry and from outside the industry about how AI is shaping up and going to change a lot of our everyday practices.
Yeah, the construction of that panel was designed that way because I wanted people to be able to see what is pharmacy doing, which is what you bring to the table. But then how does IBM look at it, and what are they seeing, particularly in healthcare? And because AI is such a misunderstood topic right now.
It is, and everyone tries to throw an AI label on everything. And we did
Exactly.
talk about that in the panel. It's AI isn't the panacea that's going to fix it all, and sometimes it's overkill, right? You don't need to apply AI to everything. You have to analyze the problem, and I one of the best lines from the panel, I give credit to Marlon for it, is don't fall in love with the solution, fall in love with the problem.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important. You can't fall in love with AI as a solution. You got to fall in love with what you're trying to fix. And
Yeah.
I think that's a great anecdote from the panel.
And it's also not going to be iRobot, where it's going to take over the world.
Yeah,
At least not tomorrow.
I think it's not. Yeah, we're the doomsday scenarios have been overhyped or overplayed as well. So I think we're in the safe for the next few years.
Well, one of my favorite podcasts from the last year was the Emergency Preparedness podcast, and you were the guest on that one. And I thought about that a lot as we went through this fall and had some emergencies in Florida with hurricanes and in North Carolina with the flooding. I have to believe that people that listen to that podcast, there are probably people that were able to apply some things, having heard that, to a situation that now is probably real to them. So I appreciate you being on and talking about that.
Those kinds of disasters are things you hope never happen.
Correct.
But unfortunately, they're part of reality and part of life. So if I could help and in any way, I hope that it helped some folks that were able to listen to that podcast before those disasters hit. So.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Well, if they didn't, they can go back.
It's
and
still
listen to
there.
the recording.
That's
It's
right.
still there.
It's still there. It's popular.
Thanks for being here, friend.
Well, happy to be here. Thank you.
Thanks, Sultan.